Okay, now listen, I don't just ordinarily skip the bit to go to a celebrity caller, but in this case we'll make an exception.
Damn it!
What's up, Suds?
You know, I do not ever normally agree with anyone from Texas. But the guy who faxed you about Phil...
You know something, that my psychic powers must be working in again, because I saw your name on a thing here, and I thought to myself, what would Suds be calling about now? And I knew it was about Phil.
Okay.
You know, I love Phil. He's an incredible talent.
Yeah.
But last night, he really irked me. I'm in the shower and listening, and he had been talking about how many years he'd been in the business and how hard he had worked and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Goes into a spot set, comes out, and I think it's like at the bottom of the hour, and the music's playing. And this is kind of paraphrasing here, but it's pretty close, I think. He said, I had a Neil Rogers down in Miami who is now so desperate he's ripping off my show. Here's a guy who everyone he's known, he has stabbed him in the back, and then he ran away to live in Canada, and now he's ripping off my show. Way to go, Neil. Music up, ID, blah, blah, blah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I never hear his show. In addition to which I'm up here. Where the hell would I hear his show here?
I don't know.
Must be a reference to the Catherine Harris thing.
Well, I believe it was, although he made no reference to Catherine Harris.
Well, you think maybe it was an attempt at humor?
No.
No, I don't.
In other words, it was mean-spirited?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, guess what, Phil?
Go to hell.
Yeah,
well,
say it
put me
again.
down to 2 there.
That's unbelievable.
Well, that's what I just, I stopped in mid-drying off,
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, but maybe he was just joking. Maybe because the Catherine Harris thing would be like something he would do. Are you sure that it wasn't just a... No.
Well, possibility, I suppose, but I don't know.
He's bitter. I have no idea why. And, this inspired me for a great poll for Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which of these people do you think is most jealous of and or obsessed with Neil? I've never done that poll. And I'm going to have his name right at the top of the list,
Absolutely.
Joey Reynolds. I mean, there's a long list of people there. I don't understand it.
I didn't either. I was, like I said, I just stopped. I couldn't.
No, but you see, there's a lot that I've never talked about because I didn't hear. See, when I said that, just joking. That first part, it wouldn't be a joke about stabbing people in the back.
Yeah.
Now, who the hell have I stabbed in the back that I ever liked? See, it started with him, with my making a comment when I came to QAM. Somebody because when we first came on QAM, do you remember I sold? Didn't we raise $20,000 for his charity in L.A.?
That's right. Yes.
He had the Best of Phil KFI CD, and we had that all-you-can-eat Negroes on it, and a lot of our listeners wanted to get a hold of it. So I talked to him on the air, and we raised $20,000 for his charity in Los Angeles for the, it was a good charity.
Yeah,
And then when about a year later, we got into a conversation, and that was when they put him on at nights on IOD. And I said, somebody asked me a question. All I said was, I think Phil was a lot better when he was here, and I think that act is hard to maintain. That's all. Which is not exactly the worst shot in the world. It is hard to keep that up.
Well,
keep fooling the public.
That sounds
And from that moment on, he turned on me like a cornered rat. He did an interview in some magazine in Palm Beach, some puff piece, and he said, when they said, well, who else in talk radio now do you think is really entertaining? He said, well, other than myself, I can't recommend anybody. And this is the guy that used to suck my ass to my face. Oh, you're the best in the history of the business. You're unbelievable. And all I did was say that I didn't think his show was as good as it used to be, or when he was in town, because it doesn't relate to stuff we talk about here. And right away, well, you're a piece of crap.
Well, I've been kind of wrestling around whether or not to mention that or not.
No, I'm glad you did. I raised $20,000 for this guy's charity. I've touted him from here to the end of the kingdom come, and there are two things that bother him the most. Number one, when they stuck his tapes on against me. Remember those days?
Yes.
And we beat the snot out of him, and he couldn't break a one show. Well, you were on this damn station.
Yeah, right.
And then number two, because of the fact that I had the audacity not to suck up to him 100%, I'll still say it. He's a unique talent. He's a tremendous talent. Yeah. But as a person, and you'll also recall when IOD was sold to Paxson, you'll recall that episode because they had a clandestine meeting with Phil, and the rest of us were kept in the dark before the meeting that day. And that evening they had a meeting with Phil.
Yes.
And we arranged it ahead of time that I was going to call him, and I was going to find out from him what was going on, and then I was going to talk to you and Rick. Well, I called Phil Hendrie. Oh, they never showed up. They didn't show up for the meeting. Which, of course, they showed up. It was the deal was that he wasn't going to be included in the sale to Paxton, and that they were going to because the Brian Cox lawsuit was heavy on Cox Broadcasting's mind at that time, and they wanted to keep their finger in his paycheck. So they kept him out of that deal. They shipped him off to KFI in L.A., and he lied through his teeth to me. That's not my idea of a friend.
Well, anyway. I was hoping somebody else would have called with that today, so I didn't have to. But she's just been grinding on me all day, you know. So.
Well, here's a message from Suds and Neil, Phil.
Go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for cheering me up and making my day.
Okay, man. Enjoy yourself up there in Canada, where you ran away to.
Yeah, I'm running. I'm running right down that Hershey Highway right now.
Okay.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye. How do you like that, huh?
I want to
talk about backstabbing. Who the hell have I stabbed in the back? Have I stabbed Pharrell in the back?
No.
Do I have any intention of doing it?
No.
Hank?
No.
Mad Dog?
No.
Eddie K?
No.
Joe and Mark?
No. No.
Rick Riley?
No.
Even though you hate him? The late Mike Ranieri?
No. No.
Bill Calder?
No.
I don't know what this man's talking about. Didn't stab you in the back. All I did was make the most minor criticism, and right away, if you're that uptight, baby, you're in the wrong business. That's all I can tell you, Phil. You're in the wrong business.
Are you sure?
Positive. Well, that just left like a, I mean, I'm glad that Suds called. I don't want him to feel bad, but left like a turd hanging over my whole day, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that shocking to you?
Here's a guy that we used to hang out with.
In addition to which, he's syndicated. See, this is what gets me about people like Miss Fudge, although at least he's on an IOD in FLA, and in Tampa we were on for a couple of years. So there's some people there who know me. But Phil Hendrie is on 150 or 200 stations at night, including some of the biggest markets in the country. Most of those people have got no idea who I am, in addition to which I don't listen. Even when I'm in town, I don't listen. And I couldn't listen here if I wanted to, unless I want to go on the internet and pay to listen to whatever that deal is. I'm not interested. I don't listen to the radio. I'll tell you one thing, if you're that thin-skinned, man, you're definitely in the wrong business. I guarantee you on that. I remember very specifically the comment that I made. And it was nothing. It was just a minor criticism, and I stand by it. I've had many people tell me that. It's a very difficult act to maintain, and especially all of the characters he used to have here talking about the Wayne Huizinga and about different things that happen in South Florida. Well, see, I said here. I mean there.
Yeah.
In addition to which, what difference does it make where I'm doing this show from? You're a hot one to talk. He's doing the show sitting out there in Los Angeles, and then the people in New York, are they upset because he's not sitting in New York, or the people in Chicago or whatever, or in Miami? What difference does it make if I'm doing a show in Toronto part of the time, or in Miami, or in Moonbuck, Wisconsin? What difference does it make? God.